Anyway, yeah, there we go. Let's see here. You have me sitting here. Anyway, yeah, recovering from a stroke is not easy. It is not easy. It's not fun recovering from a stroke. It is, if you work hard, if you work harder than you've ever worked in your life, entire life, you can get back a lot of what you lost in your stroke. And for those of you who are just recovering from a stroke, you know, who had a stroke recently, you know, some of you are in a situation in which, you know, you had your stroke, you know, like in your brainstem or somewhere else that has really taken a lot from you, so taken a lot of your ability and your living, the ability to do things from you. And I totally understand that. I totally understand that. There's probably a lot of you who are in a wheelchair right now, and you are thinking about your life and thinking about being in a wheelchair for a long time. You know what? Let's see. Here, let me walk around and we'll talk about. Yeah. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like to walk around and talk about, you know, talk about things, you know, when it comes to a stroke. Anyway, you know, I understand you're in a hard situation. I totally understand that. I totally get that. I totally know. You know, I totally sympathize with people who are in a bad situation right now with their stroke. I totally get that. Let's see. You know, but anyway, you know, you gotta work hard, folks. You've got to work hard at your recovery. You know, you can't just, you know, you can't go to physical therapy and just take it easy and just, you know, go through the motions. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. You gotta work as hard as you can in your physical therapy. You have to. You absolutely have to work harder at your physical therapy than you've ever worked in your entire lives. I'm totally serious about that. I am totally serious about that. You know, because you can get back a lot of what you had before you had the stroke. You know, I've got some bad news, okay? The life you knew before you had the stroke is over. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. That is an absolute fact. That is the truth. I am not lying about that. You know, the life you knew before you had the stroke is over. You know, you are in a whole new world, folks. If you've had a stroke, you are in a whole new world that you didn't want to be in, that you didn't expect to be in, that you might hate being in, but that is the truth. Okay? I mean, trying to deny that your life's totally changed is not going to change that fact. You know, is not going to change that fact because you are. Okay? That's the way it is. I'm sorry. I have so much sympathy for people who are struggling and having a hard time with their recovery from a stroke. I feel so sorry for you. I really do. But I mean, all the sympathy in the world is not going to change the situation you're in. It's not. You can change the situation you're in, okay? By working as hard as you can at your recovery. You know, that is true too. You know, I mean, but you know, but then again, there are certain cases in which, you know, if you have a stroke in your brainstem or some other parts of your brain in which it will that are so damaging that you will not be able to do much the rest of your life. But yet, even then, if you work as hard as you possibly can at your recovery, you know, you can get back something. You can get back some things to be able to do, you know. I mean, you know, if the major accomplishment for the rest of your life in your stroke recovery is being able to lift your arm over your head, one arm or both of them, well, guess what? That is better than nothing. Okay. So, to those of you, even to those of you who had a stroke in your brainstem, you know, I say work as hard as you can in your recovery soul too, because you don't know how much you're going to get back. You have no idea. I have no idea. Your doctors have no idea. You know. So I say keep working, keep fighting, keep going. You know, and. You'll surprise yourself with how much you can get back from you know, be able to, of your ability, you can recover after a stroke. You know, oh, whoops, don't want to break something here in the room that you know, something that is in mind. You know, anyway, yeah, you know, I mean, I feel sorry for people who had a stroke in her brainstem. You know, I feel sorry for you. You have my utmost of sympathy. You really do. I'm so sorry you're in the situation you're in. But, you know, but like I said before, you know, all the sympathy in the world is not going to change your situation. All of my sympathy, all the sympathy of everybody you know is not going to change the situation you're in. You know? I mean, if you had a stroke in your brainstem, that is so, oh man, that is so sad, but I can't change it. I wish I could. I wish I could change that situation for a lot of people who had that. For people who have that. I wish I could change it for every one of them, but I can't. Nobody can. Nobody can change this, you know. But even then, work as hard as you can to get back as much of your ability as possible. You know, I've probably said that like 1 million times already, but it's true. You know, but yeah, but your life is your life. You know, Even if you're in that situation, even if you are in the situation where you had a stroke in your brainstem and you can do almost nothing for yourself, even then, your life you can find meaning in your life and enjoy your life even then. You know, even if you can't move even if you just, can't move a muscle, you can still enjoy your life if you want to. If you choose to enjoy your life, you can do that. You can do that. We all have a choice to make. We all have a choice to make on where we draw the line of where life is meaningful, where life is not meaningful. Okay, to go to one extreme, you can make $1 million a year. Okay, you can make $1 million a year, and you say, well, if I make $99,000 a year, if I make below $1 million, my life isn't worth living, and kill yourself. You can do that. But then again, 99% of the population, 99.999% of the population of the U.S. would think you're a nutcase if you did that. But you can do that. If you make less than $1 million a year, you can decide my life isn't worth living. Okay? That is on the extreme. Okay? That's on the extreme. Or your life you can be totally depend on somebody else to take care of you, depend on somebody else for everything. And you can still live your life and still find meaning in your life and still enjoy your life if you choose to do that too. Okay? You can be on one extreme or the other, and you can still enjoy your life. Okay? But we all have to draw that line somewhere where life is meaningful, where life is not meaningful. And and your life, let's see, what else was I going to say? Let's see, let me get up and walk around, and maybe I can think about what I want to say. Let's see. Yeah. But anyway, okay, all right now. Okay, all right, now it is time for me to reveal some secrets. Okay. Yeah. So I am talking about recovering from a stroke because I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my own life. Okay. The first week when I was in the hospital, when I was here at the hospital, and this room is actually the family room on the second floor at the Community Living Center at the Fargo Veterans Administration Hospital in Fargo, North Dakota, and I'm a patient. Okay. Not only am I a patient, not only am I not talking about having a stroke because I had one a week ago or recently. I had a stroke 2 years ago. Okay. And the first week when I was up on the 3rd floor, I'm on the 2nd floor now. The first week I was on the 3rd floor, I had to have a nurse or nursing assistant help me when I had a walker, and I had to have them help me go 10 feet to go to the bathroom. 10 feet to go to the bathroom. You know, and even with a walker, I still had to have somebody with me to help me. Okay, that is where I started from. That is where it was, right after my stroke. Okay, and anyway, where's it? Oh, no. Okay, anyway, yeah, that's where I started from. That's where I was from ground zero. That's where I was after my stroke. I had to have somebody helping me. Oh, let's see. Let's turn this up a little bit. Yeah, anyway. That's what it was. And actually, I was here in another area, in another room on CLC 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was here in the community CLC from the end of April to the end of June. Okay. I was a resident. I had a room here. I had a roommate too, but anyway, yeah, this is where I lived. This is where I lived for those 2 months between the end of April and the end of June. You know, yeah. And so I went down to PT in the basement and for physical therapy, and I worked my butt off. I worked my butt off, you know, to recover. You know, and so when I talk about that, when I talk about if you're recovering from a stroke and you need to work as hard as you ever worked in your life, I am talking about experience here. I'm talking about that was me 2 years ago when I was here. That was me. I did that 2 years ago. I worked harder at my recovery than I ever worked in my life. Okay? I mean, you know, if you had seen me then, and you see me now, you'd be amazed, absolutely amazed that I've come as far as I have. And it's only because I've worked as hard as I have that I've gotten this far. Okay? I mean, you know, you see me walk around now, you know, you see me walk around now. And it's like, you know, hey, guess what? 2 years ago, I had a stroke. I could not walk. I had to have help to get from one place to the other. I worked so hard. I'm able to do this now because of that. You know, I'm only 54. I was 51 when I had my stroke. Okay? Yeah. I mean, I might be younger than you are with your stroke. I might have had it in a better location, but guess what? You can get to the same place where I am right now if you do the same thing. If you work as hard as I did. It might take you longer. It might not be as easy as it was for me, but guess what? You can get there too. You know, you can eventually get there too. You know, yeah. You can get there too. There's nothing that says you can't get there eventually. If you work as hard, if you keep work as hard as you've ever worked in your life, you can get there. Okay? I'm not kidding. You can do it. Keep trying, keep working, keep fighting. You know? Keep fighting in your recovery. Don't give up. Never give up, folks. Never give up. You know? That's my advice. Keep fighting. Keep going. You know? Don't give up hope. Don't give up on God either. God's going to can see you through this. You know? I mean, you can say, oh, you've had it easy. You've had it easy. Oh, folks, when I was going through rehab, I did not have it easy. Okay? Let me tell you, it was not easy. You know? It was not easy. You know? Because it was hard. It was hard. I'm not kidding. I mean, we had two awesome people down there, the physical therapists, and they had another girl. They had a girl that was a college student who was an intern, and the first day she was there, you know, her and I were going to go out to the parking lot and walk around. We're going to walk around the parking lot over there, and you know, for my therapy. And so anyway, they had a box of tennis balls that they put under the wheel for the walker, not under the wheel, under the posts, under the other things for the walker, you know, so the tennis ball would, you know, so the walker would like slide around, so that the post you put them under would just, you'd be able to slide along the ground and you'd be fine. Along the floor, and you'd be fine. So anyway, I grabbed the tennis ball that we were gonna, you know, and then, you know, we were gonna do the catch, play catch with. She was gonna bounce it to me, and I was gonna catch the tennis ball and bounce it to her. And so anyway, the first time she threw me the tennis ball, bounced, I fell over. I couldn't even stand. I could not even catch a tennis ball and stand at the same time. Okay? Could not even do that. You know? I just like fell right over. I'm not kidding. I'm just like, oh my gosh. You know, that's where I was when I started. I could not do two things at one time. Like catch a tennis ball and stand. You know? That's where I came from. That's where it started from. You know? But, yeah. You know, I said, you're not gonna tell the man that had, his name was Bruce, but I'm not, I said, you're not gonna tell Bruce I tell you know, they did that, and she's like, no. Like, oh, thank you. I said, thank you, because, you know, I'd be back to square one if I hadn't, but if she had said that, but, yeah. But, yeah, here's also something else too that I'm gonna reveal. Not only am I, yeah, not only did I have a stroke 2 years ago, and I've recovered from that, obviously. So that is no problem. I have no problem with my swell. My walking isn't the greatest, and you know, other things aren't the greatest as a result of my stroke. But anyway, I'm here for another reason. And yeah, so anyway, here. But anyway, I'm here for another reason. I'm here because I have lymphoma, cancer. And so anyway, okay, all right. But anyway, yeah. And in October, I got a phone call, and they said, "You tested positive for lymphoma." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "You're crazy." I thought, well, no, I didn't say you're crazy. I thought you're crazy. I thought, there's no way. There's no way I have lymphoma cancer. No possible way. Okay? And so that was a Monday. And Tuesday, I saw the cancer doctor. I had a bone marrow biopsy, and I was admitted to the hospital. 3 things the next day after finding out. The third day, I had my first chemotherapy. Third day, first chemotherapy. Okay? I'm not kidding. The doctor was like, "We gotta be aggressive. We have to be aggressive." Because the cancer, because the lymphoma was being aggressive in my body. I mean, it was not sure how big. But anyways, it was a pretty big mass that there was no way they could do surgery. It just said, boom, chemotherapy 3 times. The third day after I found out was, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, first, second, and third chemotherapies, boom, boom, boom. Next Wednesday was my 4th chemotherapy. And that was the first round of my chemotherapy. So anyway, yeah. And the thing is that when I went through the chemotherapy, I was a little bit nauseous the first time, but other than that, I've never been nauseous because of chemotherapy. That's it. That is all I've been nauseous. That's the only time I was just a little nauseous because the chemotherapy was the first time, and that's it. And they gave me a lot of medication to kind of counteract, kind of work against the bad side effects of chemotherapy. So I kind of understand why it wasn't totally in my system yet to be able to counteract that. But anyway, yeah. And when it comes to losing my hair, no problem. Not at all. The first time I had chemotherapy. I mean, I was like, man, this chemotherapy, I had no problem, man. Hey, this is easy, This is easy. I thought, this is easy. I wasn't losing my hair. I wasn't getting sick because of chemotherapy. I was just like, this is great. I thought chemotherapy was going to be terrible. I thought it was going to be awful. I thought I was going to be sick all the time. Not losing my hair, not getting sick. This chemotherapy is great. Hey, I can deal with that. No problem. And then I started to, lose my hair. And, so there'd be like more hair on my pillow and more hair on I'd have a cap on. I'd leave, a lot of hair in the caps I wore and the hoods I had on. And so anyway, it just got to be a fight that I was not going to win. And so anyway, I said, okay, shave it all off. Shave off my mustache, shave off my goatee, shave it all off. And so, yeah, that's why I look the way I do now. Okay. Let's see. Let me see here. Let me find a picture of me with hair on my Facebook profile. Oh, come on. Let's see. Oh, anyway, here we go. Photos. Here we go. Photos. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. That is me. Let's see if I can put this back on. Oh. Let's see here. Yeah, that's me. That's me with my goatee, that's me with hair. That is me. Yeah, so anyway. I wanted you to see a picture of me with hair and what I looked like before I had cancer. But anyway, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to wave a white flag. I'm not going to cash in my chips. Okay? And so if you're in this situation right now, after you had a stroke, and you want to give up, don't do it. Don't do it. Man, a stroke could kill me. This cancer is not going to kill me either. Okay? That is not going to happen. I am never going to give up. I'm never going to give up. Until they put me into a box, that's not going to happen. I am not going to give up. And don't you either. If you've had a stroke and you're in a wheelchair right now, and you're thinking, how am I ever going to get through this? You can get through it. You have to have faith in God. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in others to help you through this. You can get through this. I know you can. I know you can. No matter what happens, you can survive. You can make it. You can get back a lot of the life you had before you had the stroke. Okay? If you work hard enough, if you keep working hard, if you keep trying, if you keep going, you can get back. Even if you don't get back a lot of what you had before your stroke, something is better than nothing. Don't give up on your life either. I mean, come on, You can live, you know, yeah, your life's not the same. My life's not the same, okay? You think my life's 100% back to normal? Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot is my life back to normal before I had the stroke. I can't even drive because of the stroke, because of that. You know? I mean, my life's totally, yeah, my life's different. My life's a lot, I'm a lot worse off than I was before I had the stroke. But I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. I got lymphoma cancer, You think I'm gonna give up? Shh. Heck no. So don't you give up either. Keep fighting. You can do it. You can do it. You can make it. You're going to survive this. So this is, if you're recovering from a stroke, or you're helping someone from a stroke, okay, and here's one more point I want to make before I close. If you're helping someone from a stroke, do not tell them what they can or can't do. Okay, do not tell them that. If they want to do something, let them try. Let them even just try to do it. Okay? If they fail, they fail. Fine, beat them up. Big deal, so what? But don't stop them from trying something that might, unless they could get seriously hurt doing it, unless they could get killed or seriously injured doing it, then you should stop them. But other than that, don't do that. Don't tell them what they can and can't do. Let them show you what they can do. Okay? I mean, that is a message I have for people who take care of people who have strokes. Because there's so many people that will tell them, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't do that. They've got a lot of people who are doing that. Don't be one of them. Don't be one of them to tell them no. Tell them, okay, if you want to try, go ahead. Don't discourage them. Come on. They've got enough of discouragement already. Recovering from a stroke is like a mountain in their lives that they've got to climb over, that they've got to climb. Okay? Having a stroke is not easy. You do not want one, believe me. You do not want to have to go through having a stroke and recovering from that. If you think it's easy, okay, fine. But if you have a stroke, you're going to find out it ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's not fun. It's not exciting. It's not great. It sucks to have a stroke. And to overcome one is not going to be easy by any means. If by easy you mean the thing that's next to impossible to do, then yeah, it's easy. But if you don't mean that, then no, it's not easy. And yeah, so anyway, if you're a caregiver of someone with a stroke, you need to encourage them as much as possible. If they want to do something and their life is not going to be in danger, or they're not going to be seriously hurt by doing it, let them do it. Let them go for it. Let them try. if they fail, they fail. Hey, you know what? We all fail. You fail, I fail, we all fail at some things. You know, big whoop if they do that. If they do that, in 10 months, 10 years, a year later, they want to try again, let them. You know, you can change a lot of things in your recovery. They can change a lot of things in their recovery. And just because they fail that one thing one day, doesn't mean they're going to fail at something a year down the road. You know, I'm still trying to be able to drive again. You know, if I ever will, I don't know. I think my eyes are a lot worse because of my stroke, and probably maybe my cancer too. But I'm never going to give up hope that someday I'll drive again. Never going to give up hope that I can drive again someday. Someday I think I will, but I'm never going to be able to if I don't get the opportunity to. You know, if I get the opportunity to be able to drive, it'll never happen. But I mean, if I never get the opportunity to be able to take the test and you know, to get my driver's license back, and I never will be able to do that. But if I can get the opportunity, I might pass the test. I might not. You know? Anyway, this is long enough.